Nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand.
So if you were raised in a home where there was manipulation or abuse by a parent, or you were harmed or manipulated by a pastor or a church leader, then I cannot emphasize enough the importance of you understanding how much you have been exposed to and have been harmed by patriarchy. I feel like it's one of the most important things that you need to understand when you are on a deconstructing journey, which is why I talk a lot about it in my book, Deconstructing, which is available where books are sold. You can also find a signed copy below at the link. This tactic of control is made to make you feel as if you're the problem for not being grateful. And that's exactly what Trump did when he taunted the Democrats for not clapping for him. So if you disagreed with a parent, a pastor, a spouse who used those manipulative tactics, you would then be deemed ungrateful or having a spirit of offense. So hearing Trump say that might hit you in a really personal way. This is classic patriarchal manipulation. It's forcing compliance through guilt and shame, and it's always about control. And one of the most insidious parts of this tactic is tossing in some outrageous scenario. The parent might say, even if I bought you the most expensive sports car, you would still not be grateful, even though this parent is not providing for the child's basic needs, even if they're not spending quality time with this child. And now the child is left with trying to figure out these really, really big emotions and why are they made to feel guilty. Or a spouse may say, I could give you the whole world and you would still complain, even though they use all of their money for their pet projects and don't help towards the household expenses. Or they use the home as just a pit stop and prioritize time outside of the home rather than spending quality time within the home. Or the pastor may say, if you have time to sleep in on Saturday, then you have time to come to the church and plant the new trees. This was actually something said at a church that I attended. It's a clear manipulative tactic that's saying that I, as the pastor, have the right to tell you how to use your time for the good of the Lord. You're not worthy of deciding how to spend your time. There's a couple of things that we need to talk about. Let's dive a little deeper, but take a breath before we do. Because if you noticed, I didn't say father, I said spouse or parent, because women can also use these manipulative tactics. Women who have internalized patriarchy have basically made a deal with the devil. Because even though she may be harmed by patriarchy, she's learned to weaponize it to benefit her. And she doesn't care who it harms. Sometimes that means that women can be just as dangerous as men when they use patriarchal weapons this way. Here's the real tender one, because sometimes this abuse can be traumatizing because it's physical. They're still gaslighting their victims to be grateful. And beautiful soul, if that has happened to you, I hope you are being held gently with a wonderful therapist and love and support with those who are closest to you. This type of manipulation isn't just a deflection, it's also a type of abuse. It distracts from the actual harm being done, and it puts the abuser in the place of the victim. It's a way of saying you're just impossible to please, so they never have to take accountability for their actions. So in that framework, think about what Trump said. Even if I cured a disease. Trump is not a doctor or a scientist. He's not curing any disease. As a matter of fact, he right now is defunding scientific research that could cure diseases. It's a manipulative tactic used to deflect that is also abusive. And the moment that you see it for what it is, that's the moment you can start to heal from the harm that patriarchy has caused you.